Hey folks, thanks for stopping by and welcome back to my YouTube channel Czechoslovak Gun Stories. My name is Kuba and you most probably recognize my today's guest. It's Ian McCollum from Forgotten Weapons. Hello Ian, thank you for joining me.
My pleasure. It's fun to be here at CZ.
Yeah, when I found out that Ian is actually coming to Czech Republic, I was like, I have a set of questions I always wanted to ask Ian. But as it typically goes on my channel, my knowledge is your knowledge. I'm trying to give you all the knowledge I have. So I was like, what if I ask Ian if he wants to share the answers also with you guys? And he said yes.
Why not?
So here we are. So Ian, ready?
I am ready. Hit me.
So question number one. What was the idea behind Forgotten Weapons? Was it at the beginning just a fun project, or did you really expect that it will grow so huge?
No, I never expected it would grow as big as it has become. It started off as just a way to record information that would otherwise be lost.
Yep.
The original focus was factory documentation, photos, trials, reports, that sort of thing. And it sort of morphed into more of a teaching mechanism, really.
Yeah, and are you afraid that you maybe at some point run out of guns that you can present? No, I thought so.
No, there are so many guns out there to cover.
Yeah.
Everyone's always worried that I'm going to run out, but not anytime soon. I've got weeks of potential material just here at CZ.
That's good. Where did your obsession with French weapons come from? We already talked about that, but yeah, let's discuss it again.
So basically, what appeals to me about French firearms is that they're all unique and different. And I like things that are different. Good, bad, I like them when they're different than everything else. So most countries at any given time are buying firearms from a couple large, well-known worldwide providers. So countries would buy bolt-action rifles from Mauser. 30 to 50 years before that, they were buying things like rolling blocks from Remington. Remington supplied much of the world with military rifles for a while, but not the French. The French had their own state arsenal system, and they tended to do all of their own development. They used their own designs, they built the stuff themselves, and they never really exported it to other people. Once it became surplus, they'd give it away sometimes, and there were a few small contracts. But you don't see a French company being the equivalent of someone like Mauser or Remington in supplying the world. And so French firearms, every design is something that's uniquely French. Some of them they're good, some of them are a little maybe not so good, but they're all very interesting. And that's what really appealed to me about
Okay, that makes
French.
sense actually, yeah. So, question number 3. Who's your favorite guntuber colleague and why? Can be more of them, if you know.
I don't want to offend anyone in particular here.
Yeah.
So the people that I really like working with are the channels that are dedicated to real knowledge. And it's not like we can't have fun. We have lots of fun.
Oh yeah.
But I prefer to work with the channels that are trying to discover history and learn how guns work and share real knowledge, whether it's practical knowledge like 9-hole reviews or historical knowledge like See an Arsenal.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I really enjoy working with.
Oh, okay, thank you. Question number 4. What was so far the hardest gun to get to your channel, to get access to?
I never really thought about it. The thing is, I'm not looking for a specific gun to film. Because of the volume of videos that I do, I tend to find what's available and film that. And if there are particular guns that I'm really interested in, eventually I'll run into them somewhere. But it's not really practical for me to make a trip specifically to film one particular gun.
Yeah.
So there aren't really any that I tried to get and thus been hard to get.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Because the next question may be actually shedding some more light on that. If you had to pick some, let's say, 3 unicorn guns that you would like to share on your channel, what would that be?
All right, so there are a number of guns that I think would be really interesting to look at that my viewers, you guys, many of you, also ask me for regularly. And the ones that come to mind, the Indian Insas rifle. I've never gotten my hands on one, and I'd love to take a look at one. Let's see, what else? I'd really like to see the Remington M90 or M53. That's the little pocket pistol scaled up to 45 auto for the U.S. Navy.
Oh yeah.
There are just a couple of them out there. And that's just a really interesting design. And I've seen most of the U.S. and filmed most of the military prototype, the U.S. military pistol competition guns, but I've not gotten my hands on a 53 yet. And actually, one that also comes up a lot out of Czechoslovakia is the ZB-47. That weird little submachine gun with the horizontal, sort of like a P90-like magazine, but it's funky in every way, and Well,
let's see if we can actually arrange the last one. It would be cool.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We're in the right country.
Yeah, we are in the right country and not far from one example, actually. So let's see. So next question is, what gun you had high hopes for and it actually let you down on the range, actually in terms of performance?
So, the one that really comes to mind is one of the very first rifles I ever bought. And this kind of taught me a personal lesson.
Okay.
I was still in high school, and I wanted to get like the ultimate, perfect, best like military style rifle. And I did a whole lot of reading on forums, and I got on paper, this was definitely the best thing. And it was a Viper 308 or Vepr 308. Vepr 308.
Yep.
AK 7.62 NATO caliber, 16-inch barrel.
Sounds great.
And I had it really hyped up in my head. And I'd never actually shot one before I finally bought one because I didn't know anybody who owned one. And I bought it, and it was really a complete letdown. It was like, I couldn't shoot it very well. It wasn't actually all that accurate. The sights were hard for me to use at that time. The 10-round magazines were kind of like, and it really taught me, like, don't overhype something. If there are lots of really good guns out there, but there are also guns that it's easy to get too excited about and to build up in your head to the point that they can't possibly perform well enough to meet your expectations.
Oh, cool.
And so I feel when a lot of people talk about their unicorn guns, that often makes me a little concerned. Like, okay, but is it like, if you build it up in your head like that, are you really going to be happy if and when you actually get it?
Yeah, it's like, is it unicorn for a reason?
Yes. Forgotten Weapons, by the way, they're not like, there's no conspiracy out there of the really good gun that didn't get adopted, or virtually never. Usually, if it's a forgotten weapon, it's forgotten for a really good reason.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now let's play a game. I'll give you typically two guns, and you can tell me which one would you pick, and you can say why in short, so that we know why you made this choice. So, number one, VZ58 or AK-47?
Probably VZ58. So the benefit of the AK is there's lots of monetization and options and things. The 58's kind of is what it is, but it's also thinner and lighter and handier than the AK. And I really appreciate the VZ58 magazines over the AK mags. They're lighter, they're just as strong, I think, and I like the fact that they lock open. Yeah,
I've never heard of VZ58 magazine, the original one that would fail someone.
They're aluminum. You could probably like drop a big rock on them. And
they still work. And they don't rust.
Yeah.
That's good. Second one, CZ75 or Colt 1911?
I'm starting to see a trend here. CZ75.
CZ75?
I like the 1911, but the CZ75 is like 80 years newer in design, and it shows. In some ways, the CZ75 is an evolution of the 1911. Because it is John Browning's tilting barrel locking system. And it's one of the really excellent military, not boutique handguns on the market. So CZ75 is a great pistol.
Yeah, okay, cool. Now, SA-26 or Uzi?
Is there a quota of Czech guns that I have to pick?
Just the first three.
In order to not like get kicked
out? No.
Okay.
I probably know the answer already because I would actually choose the same gun like you. I think, based on your video on SA-26.
So this is a tough choice for me because if they've got the folding stocks, I don't like either of them. The Uzi folding stock sucks, and the SA-26 folding stock stocks too.
Oh yeah.
If they've got the wooden stocks, I'm probably going to have to say Uzi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine why. Oh yeah, because I put there SA26 because of the angled foregrip, which I find completely uncomfortable. The SA23 actually was not that bad because it has a perpendicular 90 degrees foregrip, and it's not that bad, and it's also not that thick.
Right. The 9mm ones have a more comfortable grip too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll get to that. K98K or Lee Enfield number 4 Mark 1.
Probably the Lee Enfield.
Oh yeah,
I enjoy shooting them more.
Yeah. Thompson M1A1 or an MP40, or both. You can.
I have neither.
Neither. Yes, that's also an option.
So I really don't like the stock on the MP40.
Yes.
And I really don't like the weight of the Thompson.
Oh yeah.
And the stock design of the Thompson. The Thompson feels like holding a gun out like this.
I had the same feeling from it. Yeah, it's extremely heavy. I thought that PPH-41 was the heaviest gun out there that you can possibly carry in World War II. Nope.
I will choose M1 carbine. How about
M1 carbine, yeah, or M2.
MP40 or Thompson, I will choose M1 carbine. And not
Nice.
M2, I'll go with the M1.
M1,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I've shot an M2,
And
I'll just stick with semi-auto.
okay, cool, fine. PPSH-41 or Suomi M31?
Suomi.
Yeah,
Easy. That's the easy one.
And the last one I'm particularly interested in, 9mm or 7.62 Tokarev?
Well, for what?
For, let's say, general use in pistols as well as submachine guns. If you only had one cartridge.
If I only have one, I'll go with 9mm.
9mm, yeah.
Because I think 9mm works really well in submachine guns. Better than Tokarev works in pistols.
Yeah.
If I could split it, I'd go with 9mm in pistols and Tokarev in submachine guns.
Cool, okay. Yeah, nice.
You have the ability to exploit the potential of the Tokarev better in a submachine gun.
Yeah, indeed, yep. And the Russians did that.
Yeah.
Now, is there, in your opinion, any further way how to significantly improve 9mm handguns? I mean, some different system than the Browning tilting locking system. Is there any other way, do you think, we can actually improve him?
Well, I think, are you throwing me a softball for Laugo?
No, not really, not really.
Because frankly, I significantly prefer shooting my Laugo Alien over Browning tilting barrel guns.
Yeah.
But everything is based on context. Like, what is the purpose of the gun?
Yep.
Because there are some applications for which the Browning system is pretty good. There are some where it can definitely be improved on. Yeah, depends what you need it for.
Yeah, because I was wondering, really, for the service purposes and for self-defense, you are pretty much stuck at the same place for like last 2 decades at least.
Oh, more than that.
Even more than that, but we have the striker fight pistols.
That's true.
Yeah, so
I think, yes, there's absolutely potential.
Yeah.
And you see them show up. They've never quite managed to take over, to become more popular than tilting barrel guns. But you'll see gas-delayed guns, like the Laugo, like the Steyr
P7,
GB, like the P7. And those are good quality, successful guns, just not in the volume of Browning guns. Rotating barrel guns, the PA-15, the
Grand
MAB.
power.
There are other systems.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's see what the future brings. Now, regarding the striker-fired versus hammer-fired guns. Striker-fired are now the thing, right? The majority of handguns sold these days are striker-fired. But do you think there is some sort of renaissance for hammer-fired in the future? Do you think, because really the striker-fired were at some point, they existed in World War I actually, but then for quite a long time we had hammer-fired guns, and then Glock came with its actually concept, and right now all the guns are striker-fired. Do you think that it can change in the future? Because the hammer-fired guns still have some benefits.
Yes, I think it definitely can change. I think in particular, it's easier to get a really good trigger press on a hammer-fired gun, and that's something that's fundamentally important in a lot of handguns. It's something that you can sacrifice trigger pull, especially for a self-defense gun. But yeah, I think there's no reason to count out hammer-fired guns. I think both hammer and striker-fired are going to ebb and flow.
Okay, yeah, cool, thanks. The question about the CZ. How did you enjoy the trip over here, and what was the gun that left the best impression?
So I've enjoyed the trip quite a lot. it has been quite a lot of work, but that's maybe because I'm a workaholic.
Yeah.
So far, by the way, my trip to the Czech Republic is a trip to CZ.
Yeah.
Like, we arrived here after dark, so I didn't even see the landscape coming into Český Brod. After this, I will be spending some time in Prague doing tourist things, and I'll get to see more of the country. But thus far, I've been having a great time. Lots of very cool guns, good food, good beer.
Oh, cool.
I have been introduced to Czech beer.
Oh, yeah.
I have not been given any choice but to be introduced to Czech beer.
There's one extra beverage we need to try.
Yes, there is.
Kofola, for those who know it.
I'm told that foreigners never like it, but I'm curious.
So, yeah. And the gun, did it left the best impression? What was most surprising?
The Scorpion 9x19.
This guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's not the best gun that we shot, but it's the one where there's the biggest difference between what I expected and what I actually experienced.
Oh, cool.
Like, I knew the Evo 3 would be a really good submachine gun.
Personally, actually, I really hoped that you would name this one because I love it. I love it.
This is exactly the sort of thing
This
that
is
I
my
like.
favorite.
And to have it turn out to actually be a really nice shooting gun was a huge surprise and very cool.
Oh yeah, shame that these didn't go into mass production because that would be nice gun.
It's a shame that there's a metal detector on the way out too.
Oh yeah, that's true. And last question, let's change of perspective.
Okay.
Ian, what's your favorite band? What sort of music do you listen to? Because a friend of mine watched your picture and she's like, oh, this looks like a metal music fan, like long hair and goatee and so.
There is a picture of me at Tuska, the metal festival in Helsinki, floating around. So I do like metal, but I don't like growling.
Yeah, you don't.
So maybe like the wimpy version of metal, I guess.
Yeah.
In general, actually, I like quite a lot of music. I like jazz. I like classical. I like Celtic music. I actually played the Highland bagpipes for about 10 years.
Oh, didn't know that.
I was in a pipe and drum band for like 6 years, and I still enjoy, like, I can actually appreciate and enjoy instrumental bagpipe music, and I really like all other types of Celtic music as well.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. So fine. That's it, guys, for today. Ian, thank you for accepting my invitation.
My
it was
pleasure.
a great time with you, and we learned a lot actually here from you, so that's cool.
Well, I have to say, I learned a lot from you as well. You were very helpful, instrumental in helping me get videos done on these things, because you have all sorts of references in Czech that I can't read.
Okay.
There's good information there. You've got it, and it was really helpful.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Okay, so guys, that's it for today. Thank you for your attention, and until next time.